Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best vlogging cameras, 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The super compact DJI Pocket 2 features a 3-axis gimbal at the helm, atop a stick which houses all its brains, battery and that very welcome screen. Hold the base, frame your shot on its 1-inch display and shoot for as long as the battery will let you on the very light, comfortable to hold, 117 grams gadget. There's no danger of hand fatigue here. Alternatively, you can prop it up on a tripod, included in the Creator Combo Pack. The mode and record buttons are under the DJI Pocket 2 screen, and there's a new power button around the side. While you can still turn the gimbal on via the mode button, only the side-mounted power button can turn it off, handy for avoiding accidental shutoffs when cycling through modes. There's a USB-C port on the bottom of the Pocket 2, though when mounted on a tripod, you'll want to connect the gimbal to a phone via a universal port adapter that slides in between the screen and buttons. Included in the Pocket 2 box are small Lightning and USB-C adapters that fit into this slot for easy phone attachment and video export. Having a physical connection means it's faster and more reliable when transferring 4K video versus having to do it wirelessly, like we experience on so many action cameras. However, the adapters are extremely easy to lose. If you see yourself simultaneously shooting on and charging up the Pocket 2 while it's on a tripod, opt for the Creator Combo. The tripod mount base included in the standard pack covers up the USB-C port. Whack on the do-it-all handle, however, and you bag yourself an extra USB-C port around the back. You can think of the DJI Pocket 2 as 2 cameras in one. The first is a stabilized out and about vlogging camera. The second is a camera operator, fixed in position, following you around as you chat away, walk around your kitchen, vlogging your day, cooking up a storm, or doing whatever it is vloggers do these days. The Canon EOS M50 Mark II is a puzzling one. It's a feature-rich camera by itself, but most of those specs are already available on the original EOS M50, with only a few added benefits to indicate it's an updated model. The M50 Mark II is identical to its predecessor, both internally and externally. What's new is all software-based and could be of great significance to up-and-coming content creators. There's the added benefit of eye detect autofocus for both stills and video, and the ability to shoot vertical videos for social media platforms. Another advantage the M50 Mark II offers over the older camera is a new video recording button available on the touchscreen, and a movie self-timer that gives you between 2 to 10 seconds to prepare yourself before the camera starts to record. If you happen to have over 1,000 YouTube subscribers, the M52 will also allow you to wirelessly live stream to YouTube. While its video prowess looks good on paper, the M52 suffers from the same heavy 1.5x crop for 4K video as its predecessor, and also uses a slower phase detect autofocus system that can be an issue if you're recording fast-moving subjects. Although the camera's IAF isn't as fast as, say, the Canon EOS R6, it is quite good for a camera that's been labeled as an entry-level model and works well for stills and 1080p video. It's a bit hit and miss while shooting in 4K. The Panasonic S5 is a 24MP full-frame mirrorless camera built around the same sensor as the Panasonic S1, but in a smaller, more affordable body. In fact, despite having a full-frame sensor, the S5 is smaller in every dimension than its Micro Four Thirds sibling, the GH5. Aiming to appeal to both photographers and videographers, it includes updates to Panasonic's DFD autofocus system, new creative photo modes, and video features that come close to matching both the GH5 and the much more expensive S1H. Key specifications: 24.2MP full-frame CMOS sensor with no AA filter. Full-frame oversampled 4K/30p, 4K/60p with APS-C crop. Panasonic Contrast Detect DFD-AF with improved face, body and head detection. 2.36M OLED EVFW/0.74x magnification. 31.84M fully articulating touchscreen. Dual SD card slots, 1x UHS-2, 1x UHS I96MP multi-shot high-resolution mode. 7 FPS burst shooting, 5 FPS with continuous autofocus 2.4 of a GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth with one-touch image transfer. The Sony ZV-1 is a 20MP compact camera geared towards vlogging. It has a new and novel directional microphone next to the flash hot shoe, and there's a fully articulating touchscreen display. The ZV-1 shoots in 4K up to 30p and Full HD up to 120p and features a 24 to 70mm equivalent f1.8 to 2.8 lens. Although the Sony ZV-1 is designed specifically with vloggers in mind, it's quite capable as a conventional compact stills camera too. If you're a hybrid shooter who is interested in capturing both video and stills, but doesn't want to carry around two cameras, the ZV-1 has a lot to offer. The ZV-1's ergonomics might seem a little quirky at first, but are fairly intuitive once you start shooting. There's a modest grip on the right-hand side, and it's comfortable to use when shooting in selfie mode or a standard shooting position. When you are shooting with the camera held out at arm's length with the lens facing yourself, you can control the zoom rocker with your thumb and use your index finger to hit record or release the shutter. The ability to easily swap between shooting videos and stills is one of the greatest assets of the ZV-1, made easier if you are using the memory recall functions in the camera. These let you customize banks of settings that include your shooting mode, auto, PASM, video and so on, exposure settings, image or video quality settings, and quickly swap between them. The ZV-1's included fuzzy mic windscreen does an excellent job of cutting down on distracting wind noise when recording video, but unfortunately it also covers up the on/off button on the camera. On the back of the camera you'll find the camera's single control ring, which is the only way to adjust shutter speed and aperture while shooting. It's not that bad if you're using the ZV-1 to capture stills, but can be cumbersome for vloggers since the only adjustments that can be made using the touchscreen are for focus. So if you want to adjust anything other than your AF area, you'll have to flip the camera back around. The ZV-1 offers impressive image quality. While shooting, I tended to keep it set to ISO auto with a range of ISO 125/6400. The ZV-1 generally did a good job regardless of if I was shooting in P, A, S or M mode. White balance worked well, colors were pleasant, and when shooting at lower ISO the noise was minimal. Fujifilm's X-S10 is a 26MP interchangeable lens camera that shoots high-quality 4K video and comes with a deep grip and a different, though excellent, control scheme than most other Fujifilm cameras. The company describes the X-S10 as a cross between the company's X-T30 and the X-H1 cameras. You get the guts from the former and the design and in-body image stabilization feature, in a new miniaturized form, from the latter. The X-S10 camera is targeted toward both beginning and experienced users who may have Canon or Nikon DSLRs and want something a little more familiar than a typical Fujifilm camera. And, with a price of $999 for the body, $100 more than the X-T30, it's not necessarily out of reach for that audience. Being a smaller camera, it's no surprise that the X-T4's IBIS unit wasn't going to fit into the X-S10. So, the company designed a new one that is 30% smaller and lighter than the X-T4's. A new motion sensor makes the unit more efficient, and the X-S10 has a redesigned circuit board that reduces power consumption. There's a very small difference in stabilization performance on the X-S10 versus the X-T4, just half a stop. It offers 6 stops of shake reduction on all unstabilized Fujifilm lenses save for the XF16 to 55mm f2.8, which weighs in at 5.5 stops. Most stabilized Fujifilm lenses vary from 5.5 to 6 stops, save for the XF80mm macro, which offers 5 stops. These differences primarily have to do with how much coverage the lens offers outside the sensor area, not necessarily whether the lenses have their own stabilization. Those who stick to auto and scene modes will gain a few new features. The X-S10 now has an auto film simulation mode which will select between Provia, Standard, Velvia, Vivid, and Astia, Soft, depending on the scene. Users can still manually select any of the film simulation modes offered. In our testing, the camera seemed to err on the side of selecting Provia, at least with portrait shooting.